Did you know that what you eat every single day could actually be working against you, weakening your bones and causing that nagging pain in your legs? Have you ever considered that seemingly harmless foods might be the very culprits behind your discomfort? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that a minor stumble could lead to a fracture, or that the persistent pain in your legs isn't coincidental, but rather your body's way of sending an urgent warning. What's shocking is that the enemy often sits right on your plate, going unnoticed. Today, we're going to expose the truth about the foods that appear harmless, but might be silently sabotaging your bone and muscle health. And don't miss the end of this video, where I'll reveal a surprising fact about certain fruits, ones we normally consider healthy, that can also be detrimental in specific cases. Stay with me until the very end, and get ready to protect your bones, reduce your leg pain, and make smarter decisions to safeguard your health. What you discover here could genuinely change your life. But before we begin, let us know your age and the city you're watching from in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe for vital health tips. Sodas. Let's start with sodas, a hidden enemy for your bones and muscles. When you're craving something refreshing, grabbing a soda might seem like the perfect choice. However, few people consider the profound impact this seemingly harmless drink can have on bone and muscle health. Sodas, which we often think of as a simple daily treat, can actually be traps for our well-being. They contain phosphoric acid, a chemical compound that can block calcium absorption, one of the essential minerals that strengthen your bones. According to scientific research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, too much phosphoric acid can lead to bone demineralization, elevating the risk of osteoporosis and painful fractures. A single can of soda can contain up to 10 teaspoons of sugar. To put this into perspective, the World Health Organization recommends consuming no more than 6 teaspoons of sugar per day. This level of sugar not only contributes to weight gain, but can also increase inflammation in the body, directly affecting joints and muscles. Recent studies from Harvard University have linked excessive sugar intake to higher levels of muscle pain in the lower limbs, making even daily activities more challenging. Not only do sodas interfere with calcium absorption, they also speed up the depletion of calcium already stored in your bones. This is partly due to the combination of phosphoric acid with the high sodium and caffeine present in some varieties. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic warn that a diet high in soda can cause a significant drop in bone mineral density, exposing consumers to severe complications later in life. Switching from soda to healthier alternatives, like water with lemon or natural juices, may be one of the best decisions you can make for your health. And be cautious. Many so-called light or diet sodas aren't much better. They often contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame, which can disrupt the body's metabolic balance, according to a study published in Physiology and Behavior. Fried and processed foods, a culinary pleasure with hidden health risks. While fried and processed foods may offer a momentary indulgence, their consumption carries significant health risks that impact bone and muscle health. These foods are typically high in trans and saturated fats, which trigger inflammatory processes within the body. Research published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has demonstrated that these fats interfere with the absorption of essential nutrients, such as calcium, leading to weakened bones and an increased likelihood of muscle pain, particularly in the legs. Regular consumption of fried foods not only impedes nutrient absorption, but also promotes toxin accumulation, placing additional strain on the digestive system and impairing circulation. This hinders the efficient delivery of essential nutrients to muscles and bones, resulting in fatigue and discomfort, even during routine activities like walking, as observed in a study conducted by the American Heart Association. Furthermore, processed foods often contain high levels of sodium and preservatives. These compounds not only promote fluid retention and elevate the risk of high blood pressure, but also accelerate joint wear and potentially reduce bone density, as elucidated in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research. Over time, this wear increases the susceptibility to osteoporosis and other long-term health conditions. In contrast, adopting healthier cooking methods, such as baking or steaming, can significantly mitigate these risks. While the initial taste may differ, the long-term benefits for your health will be substantial. Reducing your intake of fried and processed foods not only protects your bones and muscles, but also contributes to overall well-being. Refined sugar. A sweet villain for your bones and legs, refined sugar sneaks into just about every corner of our daily diet, from cakes and sodas to unsuspecting products like sauces and processed foods. But have you ever stopped to reflect on the harmful effects this sweet poison can have on your bones and legs? Excess sugar intake is closely tied to chronic inflammation in the body. These inflammatory processes can worsen joint and muscle pain. According to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, it's no surprise that those who regularly eat sugar-rich foods often experience greater stiffness and discomfort in their lower limbs. Sugar doesn't just trigger inflammation. It also interferes with the absorption of calcium, a mineral essential for strong bones. In fact, a study from the National Institutes of Health concluded that a habitual intake of refined sugar can speed up the loss of calcium through urine, leaving your bones more fragile and susceptible to conditions like osteoporosis. Think of your bones as a building where calcium is the fundamental brick. Without enough bricks, the structure begins to crumble. By following a sugar-heavy diet, you could be weakening the foundation that supports your mobility. Another negative effect of refined sugar is hormonal imbalance. High insulin levels, caused by consuming sugar-laden foods, can set off chemical cascades that undermine bone health and generate recurring feelings of fatigue and pain in the muscles. Research tied to diabetes care has linked these metabolic changes to an increased risk of bone loss and chronic fatigue. Why is it so hard to resist sugar? The answer lies in its ability to activate the pleasure centers in the brain, creating an addictive cycle similar to certain psychoactive substances, as reported by Harvard Medical School. Even when we're aware of its dangers, our desire for sugar persists. The solution starts with small steps: replace processed sweets with fresh fruit, or choose options with no added sugar. This doesn't just reduce your calorie intake, it also helps stabilize your metabolism and strengthen your bones. Processed meats. The hidden villain for your bones and legs. Who hasn't been tempted by a ham sandwich, a crispy strip of bacon, or a hot dog at some point? While these foods are staples in many diets, processed meats are real foes to your health, especially when it comes to your bones and legs. Processed meats contain high levels of sodium and preservatives, compounds that encourage the body to excrete calcium through the kidneys. The more of these products you eat, the less calcium remains available to strengthen your bones. Studies published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research confirm that sodium-heavy diets correlate with lower bone mineral density, increasing the likelihood of fractures and osteoporosis. Sodium doesn't just harm your bones, it also leads to fluid retention, resulting in swelling and a constant feeling of heaviness in the lower limbs. If you already experience recurring leg pain, this issue can become even worse, making everyday tasks like walking or standing for extended periods far more difficult. On top of that, processed meats usually include chemical additives like nitrites and nitrates that extend shelf life. According to studies from the World Health Organization, these substances can intensify inflammatory processes in the body. Chronic inflammation not only wears down joints, but also increases leg discomfort and lowers your quality of life. The high sodium and saturated fat content in these foods also negatively impact blood circulation, contributing to plaque buildup in the arteries. This restricts the flow of essential nutrients to the muscles and bones, leaving both systems more prone to fatigue and injury. Fortunately, you can replace processed meats with more natural protein sources like fresh fish, unprocessed chicken, or plant-based alternatives high in protein, and see a real difference. Not only will this cut down your intake of sodium and preservatives, it will also help stabilize inflammation and foster better long-term bone health. Refined carbohydrates, the silent enemy of your bones and legs. Freshly baked bread, a hearty pasta lunch, or that irresistibly sweet cupcake at snack time might seem harmless. Yet behind their tempting exterior, refined carbohydrates hide a real danger for the health of your bones and legs. These foods undergo a process that removes fiber and vital nutrients, leaving behind only simple carbs. Once consumed, they rapidly turn into sugar in your bloodstream. This swift increase in glucose, known as a blood sugar spike, can have adverse effects far beyond mere weight gain. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that these repeated spikes raise systemic inflammation, harming muscle and bone tissues. When blood sugar levels spike sharply, the body produces excessive insulin to bring them back down. This cycle triggers inflammation, hinders blood flow, and can directly interfere with calcium absorption, a mineral essential for robust bones. Studies from the National Institute on Aging indicate that these metabolic shifts can gradually weaken bone structure, heightening the risk of osteoporosis. Beyond damaging bones, refined carbs worsen inflammatory processes, intensifying joint and muscle aches. If you've ever felt heavy or sluggish legs after a meal loaded with white pasta or white bread, the problem likely stems from how these foods affect your energy levels. The spike and crash pattern in blood sugar can leave you feeling weak and, in more severe cases, lead to painful cramps. The good news is you can break this cycle. Replacing refined carbs with whole grain options like 100% whole wheat bread, quinoa, or whole wheat pasta not only stabilizes blood sugar but also improves the absorption of essential nutrients. Research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health shows that a diet high in whole grains significantly lowers inflammation and helps preserve bone health. Neglecting these small details in your diet can have serious long-term consequences. However, every choice you make is an opportunity to create a healthier future. Reflect on your daily habits and start with simple changes, like adding more whole foods to your meals. Milk chocolate, a guilty pleasure with hidden consequences for your bones and muscles. For many people, it's the perfect sweet treat after a long day. Yet, this indulgence can have unexpected effects on your bones and legs beyond the usual worries about weight gain. Although delicious, milk chocolate is packed with sugar and oxalates, substances that hinder calcium absorption in the body. According to an article in the Journal of Nutrition, calcium is crucial for maintaining bone density. Without sufficient levels, bones become fragile and more susceptible to osteoporosis. This deterioration increases the risk of fractures and joint discomfort. Milk chocolate also contains a notable amount of caffeine, which can be harmful in excess. Research from the Mayo Clinic indicates that caffeine stimulates calcium excretion through the urine, speeding up the demineralization process and gradually weakening bones. Consuming milk chocolate routinely can therefore have a negative cumulative effect, threatening not just your bones but also the muscles in your limbs. Moreover, the high sugar content in milk chocolate triggers inflammatory processes in the body, worsening muscle and joint pain. If you've observed leg discomfort, frequent fatigue, or even cramps after indulging in this sweet treat, your dietary habits might be playing a role. Chronic inflammation tied to excessive sugar can also intensify pain and stiffness in the joints, as noted in a study in Arthritis Research and Therapy. Luckily, you don't have to give up chocolate altogether. Switching to varieties with a higher cocoa content, ideally 70% or more, can be a much healthier alternative. Dark chocolate typically has less sugar and boasts a wealth of antioxidants, such as flavonoids, which have demonstrated anti-inflammatory and heart-protective benefits, according to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. The key is moderation and choosing healthier options. Enjoying small portions of dark chocolate not only satisfies your sweet tooth, but also cuts down the risks associated with too much sugar and caffeine. Foods high in sodium, an invisible enemy for your bones and muscles. Salt is a staple ingredient in the kitchen, but when consumed in excess, it can turn into a dangerous foe for your health. Foods high in sodium, like fast food, frozen meals, store-bought sauces, and even certain breads, pose serious risks to your bone and muscle health. Too much sodium forces the body to expel more calcium through urination, weakening bones and raising the risk of osteoporosis. According to a study by the National Osteoporosis Foundation, high-sodium diets are directly linked to lower bone density, particularly among women over 50. If you've experienced unexplained leg pain, it might be partly due to sodium's harmful impact on your bones and muscles. High sodium intake also leads to fluid retention, causing swelling in the lower limbs, such as the legs and feet. This fluid buildup creates a feeling of heaviness and fatigue, which over time can limit your mobility and reduce your energy levels. Recurrent swelling is not just uncomfortable, it can also heighten the risk of circulatory complications. Excess salt elevates blood pressure, harming circulation. This means essential nutrients like calcium and other vital minerals won't travel effectively to your bones and muscles. As a result, these tissues weaken, making muscle cramps and pain more likely. A study in the journal Hypertension supports that a high-salt diet can worsen circulatory issues and intensify discomfort in the legs. Perhaps the most concerning aspect is that many innocent foods contain hidden sodium, from soft drinks and crackers to packaged juices. This excess sodium can accumulate without you even noticing, impacting your long-term health. Fortunately, reversing this is entirely possible. Cutting back on salt in your cooking and substituting it with natural seasonings like fresh herbs, lemon, or spices can make a huge difference. Reading product labels and choosing low-sodium foods is also a key step. Research by the American Heart Association shows that reducing sodium consumption significantly boosts both cardiovascular and bone health, as well as alleviating fluid retention. Excess caffeine, an ally that can turn into an enemy. Starting your morning with a cup of coffee or downing an energy drink to fight fatigue is a daily routine for millions of people. Yet, this seemingly harmless habit can have hidden harmful consequences for bone and muscle health. Caffeine is found not only in coffee, but also in black tea, sodas, and many energy drinks. It can hinder the body's ability to absorb calcium, a mineral critical for bone density and strength. According to research in Osteoporosis International, consuming too much caffeine raises the amount of calcium excreted through urine, leaving bones more vulnerable and increasing the long-term risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Bone density loss can lead to persistent leg pain, making everyday tasks like walking or climbing stairs more difficult. But it doesn't end there. Caffeine can also heighten inflammation in the body, worsening symptoms for those with joint problems. If you've ever felt your legs grow heavy or sore after a day fueled by coffee and sodas, it's likely a signal from your body. Another less-known effect of caffeine is its tendency to cause dehydration, especially when taken in large amounts. Dehydration can boost feelings of fatigue and make muscle cramps more likely, directly affecting physical performance and overall comfort. Studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reveal that dehydration reduces the efficiency of muscle metabolism, increasing discomfort in the limbs. Cutting back on caffeine doesn't mean giving up on the pleasures of a warm beverage. Herbal teas or naturally caffeine-free infusions are excellent substitutes. Additionally, balancing your intake with a calcium-rich diet and plenty of water can offset some of caffeine's negative effects. Taking care of your bones and muscles is in your hands. Industrialized and frozen meals. Convenience at a steep cost to your bones and muscles. Ready-made, industrialized, and frozen meals are a tempting solution for anyone juggling a fast-paced lifestyle. However, behind that convenience lie significant risks that directly affect bone and muscle health. Most of these products are packed with sodium, preservatives, and chemical additives. When consumed in excess, they block the absorption of essential nutrients like calcium. High sodium forces the body to excrete more calcium via urine, weakening bones and increasing the threat of osteoporosis. A study featured in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that sodium-heavy diets correlate with a decline in bone mineral density, boosting fracture risk. In addition to harming bone health, these foods often contain trans and saturated fats, known to raise levels of chronic inflammation in the body. Over time, this inflammation can lead to persistent leg pain, restricted mobility, and a lingering sense of fatigue. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have linked these fats to negative outcomes for both cardiovascular and joint health. Items like frozen lasagna, pre-packaged snacks, deli meats, and ready-to-eat meals may seem like a quick fix, but their effects stretch far into the future. Chronic inflammation and a lack of crucial nutrients hamper the flow of minerals to muscles and bones, increasing the likelihood of muscle aches and a feeling of heaviness in your legs after busy days. Opting for home-cooked meals using fresh ingredients and avoiding chemical additives can make a major difference. Preparing simple dishes, such as homemade soups, quick salads, or grilled protein, does more than enhance nutrition. It also helps preserve bone and muscle health. While completely giving up industrialized meals may seem challenging, gradual changes can guide you toward a healthier life. Checking labels, choosing lower sodium options, and focusing on fresh produce are small decisions that can greatly improve your well-being and protect your bones and legs. Now, let's discuss a food group that isn't harmful but deserves a spotlight: fruit. Fruits can be highly beneficial for preventing osteoporosis and reducing leg pain. Prunes are high in antioxidants and bioactive compounds that support bone density, lowering the risk of osteoporosis. Dried figs offer calcium, magnesium, and potassium, all essential for strong bones. Mangoes contain vitamins K and C, aiding calcium absorption in bones. Oranges and citrus fruits provide vitamin C, which is crucial for collagen production, an important component of bones. Cherries have anti-inflammatory properties that may relieve muscle and joint pain. Pineapple has bromelain, an enzyme with anti-inflammatory effects that reduces swelling and discomfort. Blueberries are loaded with antioxidants, helping to fight inflammation and boost circulation. Watermelon assists in combating fluid retention, relieving the sensation of heavy legs. Including these fruits in a balanced diet can make a big difference in your bone and muscle health. And as promised, there isn't really one single worst fruit when it comes to leg pain or osteoporosis. However, some fruits can be less beneficial in large amounts because of their sugar or particular compounds. For instance, high sugar fruits like grapes or bananas might add to inflammation if consumed excessively, potentially worsening muscle or joint pain. Similarly, eating large quantities of citrus fruits, such as oranges or lemons, while they're full of vitamin C, might be less favorable for those who have issues absorbing calcium if not balanced with other vital nutrients. Still, the overall effect of fruit on bone and muscle health depends more on your full diet and nutrient balance rather than any single type of fruit. If you have particular concerns, it's best to consult a nutritionist to tailor your diet to your needs. That wraps up today's video. But before we go, let me ask, did you know that some of the foods you eat regularly can have such a big impact on your bones and muscles? How often do you pick the fruits and foods that truly help your body? Or have you been stuck in habits that weaken your bones without realizing? If this video made you think twice about your eating habits, share it with your family and friends. You never know who might need this information. Also, leave a comment below. What foods do you eat most often? What changes are you willing to make to improve your health? Remember to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us continue creating content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care of those bones and muscles.